Well, hey guys, welcome to Figure It Out. McFarlane Toys has recently released some new figures, and we're going to take a look at 3 of these new releases, plus a bonus. Alright, well, as always, we want to take a look at kind of the boxes and see what each of these has to offer. Unlike normal, where they have a picture of the toy itself in pose, these boxes do not have that, and so you've got that sweet artwork on the back of the trash art Spawn. You have some additional awesome artwork on the side of the Ninja Spawn as well as the back. You can see this is actually one of the comic covers that is coming out, and so we've seen this image before. And then we have some comic art on Haunt. Those images that they have on these boxes just look fantastic. Well, alright, let's begin with the Garbage Throne Spawn. This is the Spawn Deluxe figure. The Spawn figure is actually really well sculpted. One of the things that they've done a really great job on is the face. The detail on this, just the little slits for eyes that they give Spawn, and this is actually good. You can actually see sculpting kind of underneath the mask of his teeth, because you know he's burned underneath there. You can see all the ridge lines in the face. The biggest disappointment with this figure, I gotta be honest, is his chain. This chain is really poorly done. A lot of the plastic is kind of stuck together there. The details, it's pretty bad. I mean, it just doesn't fit with the rest of this figure. In my opinion, it takes away from how good the figure is. So, small complaints, it's not a super big deal. And the other thing that's kind of awkward about this figure is the cowl that goes with it. Normally it's this giant cape, but because to put a cape on him and try to get him to be molded sitting in the throne, what they did do is they sort of did this half cape that will sort of mimic a cape being sat upon, and then you have this kind of cape tail that's attached to the throne itself. And so when he's seated, when he's in repose, you'll see that it looks like he's got the full cape on. But if you're going to have this like by itself, like you're going to try to display him somewhere, that it doesn't work. The figure itself is great. Articulation is just as good as what they've been doing with all the other figures. It has the double articulation in the knee and elbow joints, the great butterfly joints in the shoulders, full rotation head. We've got 2 joints in the torso, so you can have all kinds of poses with that, twists. So again, the feet, same thing, moves around. We got the toe bend. Now let's talk about the other accessory, which is this trash throne. The detail is actually quite good. You can spend some time staring at the little pieces that are all throughout this throne. There's a bunch of bone bits, gun stock, we've got a handlebar to a motorcycle. You kind of turn on its side, you can see there's old tires in the back, but then there's just skeletal pieces everywhere. And you have all these skulls, which he doesn't really carry trophies like that too much, but it is, I guess, a part of this particular sculpt. The only complaint I have about this is just the paint job is super flat. They did not do much when it comes to highlighting the texture. They do have a kind of a dark wash over it, and so it does highlight some, but as far as hitting highlights with a lighter texture, you can see some of that dark wash on the back a little bit. I think somebody who would want to get this and paint it up differently could do actually a fantastic job just because of all the texture and detail. As far as this particular figure goes, I really love it. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Now let's look at Ninja Spawn. Ninja Spawn, he's a character that was basically in one frame very early on, did not have any kind of a role whatsoever, but they've been throwing him back out there. He's been a toy before as well, but they've been putting him back out there, and I think they're going to be doing a lot more with him. This figure is so well sculpted. It is absolutely insane, the detail they put in this, and I absolutely 100% love this figure. So let's take a look at some of the details. First of all, he comes with 2 sets of swords, And so he's got these straight ninja swords, and he's got these curved scimitar swords that you can put in these back scabbards so he could carry them as well. So great detail there. They have some movement to them so you can pose them. I mean, to tell you, there is so much detail with this figure. On the sides, he's got these throwing stars, he's got throwing knives, he has just all these kind of the ninja gauntlets that he has, this ninja chest piece. Look at the detail in this chest piece and on the shoulders. Just insane how great that looks. Look at how well this has been sculpted. His little loincloth that he's got, and just how great that is. Super posable. I have him in this really kind of aggressive moving forward stance, which he does really well on a stand, but even on his own you can kind of get him to stand by himself. And so, gosh, he looks absolutely one of my favorite ones now that has come out. This is a fantastic collectible. If you do not have Ninja Spawn, you need to snatch this up. Haunt was created by McFarlane, and this was a number of years ago, and he had a 28 book run of his own called Haunt. And the story goes that Daniel Kilgore was a priest, and his brother Kurt Kilgore was murdered, and when he sees his ghost and Kurt's widow attacked, Daniel and Kurt's ghost kind of merge together and become Haunt. And so he has supernatural powers because he's capable of controlling ectoplasm, which is different than what Spawn controls, which is more Hell's power. This is more just the power of the afterlife, the ectoplasm, like what you'd see with ghosts, kind of popularized in Ghostbusters. But anyway, so the figure itself, it's very interesting. It's got a lot of detail. They did do this this gradient coming from a dark color on the back up into a light color up into his shoulder area and on the chest piece. So that was really good. These extra shoulder pieces that kind of cover the joint don't really match really well. So that's kind of I guess a knock on this one. And he comes with this ectoplasm throw that you can basically put on his forearm and hand to where it looks like he's, throwing out some ectoplasm. And then he also comes with this kind of awkwardly odd stand. The stand itself is sort of like ectoplasm raising up, but it has a peg for his foot, but the peg's coming up off the back here, and it's coming up at an angle. So in order to put him on there, it's almost like he's sort of stepping off it's almost like he's stepping off an ectoplasm explosion or something. I don't know what you would call it, but something like that. So it's got this sort of ectoplasm in the back vibe, and he's walking off it like that. But he's got a nice face sculpt that's very true to what the comic looks like and the artwork that's on the box. So that is the Haunt. Really good character. And now for our bonus figure, we have the Clown. And we have the bloodied version of the Clown. So let's take a look at this box for a minute. So unlike the other ones, we do have a little bit of artwork on the side, but the ones that we just took a look at, instead we have pose art of the figure itself on the back. So here's Clown. Now remember, the Clown is really the Violator in human form. This is his human form. And there are moments in the comic books where he gets this, I don't know, the craziest arsenal that he straps on his back that you've ever seen. And so it's almost reminiscent of something like out of The Mask, where it would be very cartoony, but you can see there is just, I don't know, 100 guns strapped to his back. There's some great paint job and great detail on this. So they have this nice kind of patinaed highlight, looks like metal, looks pretty great, kind of all over. You can really see that in the light here. Just a great job on the sculpt of his arsenal, his guns. Just to give you an idea, remember we had a Violator when we unboxed Violator comparison, just how much they beefed up Violator from previous times. Here is a clown figure that I had from before, so you can kind of get an idea as to how much they've beefed this figure up. So you can see just how what a mega figure looks like versus kind of one of the ones from a long time ago. Now the bloodied version, I had not seen in stores, and you can correct me in the comments, but I believe that this is a GameStop exclusive. And so I was able to pick this up at GameStop. Really wasn't any more expensive than the regular clown, the one that I bought. So pretty excited about that, to get a special version. He comes with 2 additional hands, which are in a little different configuration, and as opposed to more blood splatter, which is what are hanging on him right now, these are like full dipped in blood. They just painted these entire things red. So when you put these guys on there, it's like full blood hands. He also comes with this sort of chainsaw. He comes with this chainsaw club, which is kind of an interesting piece. So that's pretty cool. We'll put that in his empty hand here in a minute. Well, all right. Well, as always, thank you for watching Figure It Out. If you enjoyed the video, please take a moment and like it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do me the favor of subscribing to the channel. I would really appreciate it. We're going to continue to take figures out of the box, and we're going to put them in dioramas. So stay tuned for the next one. Thank you so much for watching.